Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so happy you are here. Today I'm working on kind of a unique project for me. I like to ride horses, as you might imagine, having a blog called Scrappy Horses. And I have an issue that even though I ride Western, I like to wear breeches when I ride. So I decided I needed a pocket for my cell phone, because in the winter and fall and spring it's not too bad because I can stick it in a jacket pocket. But in the summertime it's so hot I don't want to wear a jacket or vest, so I wanted to make a pocket to put my cell phone in. And so the Cut It Up challenge is something that starts with B. So you have to use a die cut and something that starts with B, and I thought, okay, I can do that. I'll make a blue jean pocket to hold my cell phone that I can hook onto a belt. So let's get started on this project. I sort of made this up on the fly because I didn't have a pattern for it or anything. So I thought, well, let's just see how we can do this. So you see me here cutting a pocket off of an old pair of blue jeans, which we have many of those around, so that was not a problem. I'm cutting it very close, but you'll notice that I left quite a bit up at the top. I'm going to miter the corners there, and now I'm going to come over with some zigzag scissors there. That just simply will help it not to fray. Because I don't want it to fray out along there. Okay, it is now time to go off to Cricut Design Space and choose an image for my pocket. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space. I decided to start out with a pocket approximately the same dimensions as my actual physical blue jean pocket that I'm using on the project. I found this one from Valentina Scuteri, which is very close. It's a really cool image too. All right, but I'm just using it as a place marker right now and a way to choose my size. So then I came and I picked up my horse image here. Now, if you're interested in this horse image, I am going to link up in the right-hand corner. You'll see a little tab come up, and I'll also link up below how I came up with this image, because this is one where I combined a couple of images to get this. Okay, I sized this to the size that I thought would look nice on my pocket. I bring it to the front, and then I can place it on here, and I can make it bigger and smaller by moving my toggles, right? So there it is, bigger if I'd wanted it really big, okay? If you decide, oh, I didn't want it quite that big, you can always go back to your back arrow up here, and it'll take it right back to where you had it originally. Okay, so now I'm ready. I want to make this. So I'm going to go ahead and hide everything except what I want to cut. And I'm going to say, make it. I'm going to click this. All right, I'm going to pump this up a little bit. All right, over here, you'll see on the mat 12 by 12, all right? That's all good. We're going to continue. Make sure that your Cricut machine is turned on. But first, before I cut this from vinyl, I always cut it first from scrap paper or scrap cardstock just to try it out and see if I like it. Then I come over and I choose my vinyl. I lay my little piece on there and cut a square around it, and then I'm ready to progress with cutting the vinyl. Okay, I'm going to be using glitter iron-on. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. If you don't have that up and you're bookmarked, you can always go to Browse All Materials and choose your material there. But I already have it bookmarked, so I'm going to click glitter iron-on. Make sure mirror is turned on. All right, the way you do that is you come over to edit, and down here it says mirror, click it, then say done. So now you have that mirrored. Moving on with my vinyl, I'm going to place it face down or shiny side down onto my Cricut mat. Then all you're going to do is load your materials and cut it just as if you were cutting anything else. Now I will tell you that I run mine through 2 times. Don't unload it. Cut it once, leave it loaded, and just hit the cut button again on your machine, your Cricut machine. That way you know for sure it cut through. All right, let's go back to the craft table now and let's weed out the image, and then we're ready to iron it on. I have already weeded the image and placed it on my pocket, and now I'm going to place this old piece of fabric over the top and press it in place. As I pull the transfer liner off of the image, I do this very slowly, making sure that everything did stick down. If it didn't, don't panic, just go run your iron over it again. Don't move your iron around a lot, just let it sit there and let the heat do the work. All right, I also pressed down while I was ironing on. I pressed down this seam, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch that into place. And I just knot up my thread, and I'm just sort of doing a hem stitch across here. And I'm not going to do that slowly because there are so many videos, I'm sure, on sewing and that kind of thing that are much better than my sewing abilities. Although I did sew a lot in 4-H as a kid, and I sewed a lot when my kids were young, I'm sort of out of practice. I mean, yes, I still do some sewing, but not as much as I would probably like. All right, so I have this stitched in with sort of a hem stitch, and now I'm going to stitch in the belt loop. And I'm not pinning it directly in the middle. My plan is, and this is the way I'm sort of designing it, is to have it sort of have a tilt to it. And you can see that in the finished picture. That way I can actually reach into my pocket easily and get my phone out. Now, this was a pretty big pocket for my phone, so I decided just to keep it from sliding out while I'm writing, I'm just going to stick a little square of Velcro in here, and that sort of closes it off a little more. Now, this is a pre-stick Velcro, and it really sticks, so I didn't need to do any stitching here. I just slipped it in, and I'm going to have it right there in place then. Okay, that's it. That concludes the project. The way this works is I just run my belt through that belt loop, and it should hold it in place while I ride. Of course, it's storming here and rainy and muddy, and so I don't have a chance to test it out, but I will, and I'll let you know how it goes. Hey, have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.